talk about goons, because everybody is talking about goons. I don't have the dog behind me because somebody let it out. I just have my biggest fan behind me. Yes, I do such jokes. Every profession requires training. Doctors go to medical school, lawyers go to law school, or not, like that Brian guy. Engineers go to. This one Sudi will tell us later. Political goons, however, go to a state office and graduate with a baton and 200 shillings. That's why all of them look identical. The batons, that is. Lately, it seems Kenya has been experiencing a shortage of many things: jobs, money, common sense, accountability, affordable living, third spaces.
What does Nairobi need more of?
Third spaces. The third space can't just be the club or event.
What does Nairobi need more of? That's a great fucking question.
But one thing we are definitely not running short of is goons. Contrary to popular belief, goonism wasn't invented in Kenya, or Kondele for that matter. It is older than democracy itself, even older than Uburu. Goonism is the unofficial use of groups, gangs, militias, hired crowds, or political enforcers to intimidate opponents, disrupt dissent, influence public perception, or create fear. In short, it's politics just outsourcing violence. Back a day, ancient Rome used street gangs to influence politics. Fascist movements in Europe used paramilitary groups. Many Cold War governments used unofficial enforcers, and modern day democracies have witnessed party linked gangs, political militias, and organized intimidation. Politicians discovered something remarkable. On one hand, hiring 10 political analysts and strategists is expensive, just hire a Tumbi. And on the other hand, hiring 200 angry Ndudi guys with identical sticks and machetes is apparently much cheaper. Kenya didn't invent political goonism and violence, we merely localized it. It's almost like Kenya Kwanza, or that person in it, was born in it, molded by it, didn't get to see democracy until he was a president or cabinet secretary of the ruling party. But by then, it was nothing but a routine. Familiar. Kenya has a long history of political violence, election-related gangs, and youth mobilization by powerful interests. That has costed us so many lives. But what concerns many citizens today is the perception that political violence and intimidation are becoming normalized rather than condemned. In most countries, the youth empowerment means creating jobs. In Kenyan politics, it sometimes means creating a temporary position that can only be described as strategic chaos consultant. Goonism survives because it's the cheap labor we studied back in history. Democracy is expensive, dialogue is hard, pause. Debate requires facts, something that has been chasing this government, but they are faster. Hiring 20 angry men and a bus is comparatively more affordable. It creates fear. People stop speaking when they think it has consequences or speaking has consequences. It creates plausible deniability. The politician says, I condemn violence. The public says, who hired them? The politician says, kwani mimi ni mwenda wazimu, my friend. This is where civic education comes in. Goonism doesn't hurt the victims. It weakens democracy itself. It discourages participation, it normalizes violence, it replaces arguments with intimidation, it erodes trust in institutions, it creates a cycle. Today's politician uses goons. Tomorrow's politician hires even bigger goons. Suddenly, elections look less like a democracy and more like a recruitment drive for Vurugu 3. Businesses avoid unstable areas, investors lose confidence, tourism suffers, citizens become fearful of participation. No investor looks at street violence and says, damn, that's exactly the stability I am looking for. When people fear goons more than they fear institutions, democracy starts operating on intimidation instead of consent. Someone's gotta say this. If your political movement cannot survive criticism without deploying goons, then what you have is not a movement, it's a protection racket. Democracy requires citizens. Authoritarianism requires fear. And goonism is what happens when politicians want the benefits of democracy while avoiding the inconvenience of accountability, which inevitably leads to the benevolent dictatorship Uburu was talking about.
And sometimes then there is too much democracy. There should be some little benevolent dictatorship so that some things can move. Huh? You are...
Now, Kenya has millions of talented young people, engineers, teachers, entrepreneurs, scientists, socialists. The greatest tragedy of goonism is not the violence, it's the waste. Every young person recruited to intimidate fellow citizens is a reminder that we have failed to create something better for them to do. As I go, remember, the moment fear becomes part of politics, democracy starts becoming a circus.